You have 10 minutes before a client call. You know the budget figures are in a spreadsheet somewhere, the feedback is buried in yesterday's meeting notes, and the core pitch is locked in a 40-page PDF. You are wasting time hunting instead of preparing. The only solution is to aggressively collapse all of that scattered, chaotic geometry into a single point of focus. Enter Gemini in Google Drive for Android. It acts as a central engine that reads across your documents, instantly pulling the specific data you need right to your phone. To access the full-screen mobile experience, you must be signed in with an eligible Google Workspace or Google AI plan. Mastering this tool means you stop frantically scavenging for files and start commanding your information. Step 1 is defining your dataset. Open the Ask Gemini prompt box and tap the plus icon in the bottom corner to add your active sources. Select the exact files you need for this specific task. Pull in last week's meeting notes, the current pitch deck, and the final client contract. If you want to run a quick query without the contract heavily influencing the results, uncheck the box next to its name. This temporarily excludes the file from analysis without removing it from your drive. Below your active list, you will see a panel of suggested files. These are strictly quarantined. Gemini cannot use them to answer your questions. To inject a suggested file into your active source pool, you have to explicitly click the Add button next to it. By manually gating what goes in, you maintain absolute authority over the data context. If the AI doesn't have access to irrelevant files, it cannot draw the wrong conclusions. Now that your sources are locked, give Gemini a targeted prompt. Ask it to synthesize the client feedback from the meeting notes and write a list of requirements based on the product deck. Behind the scenes, the AI breaks down the prompt. It isolates the qualitative feedback from your notes and merges it with the quantitative specifications of your deck. Within seconds, it returns a polished 5-bullet list of specific talking points tailored for your call. Compare this to manually pinching, zooming, and scrolling through a dense 40-page PDF on a small screen to find 2 specific sentences. This process extracts the precise intellectual capital required for your meeting, replacing the need to search through documents yourself. When your next task requires a different strategy, you swap the data. We clear out the pitch decks and load in the Q2 operational updates and Q3 budget sheets. Tap the active file chip for the pitch deck and hit Remove to delete it from the analytical context. With the new financial documents loaded, prompt Gemini to identify the top 3 risks hidden across these reports. The system recalibrates its context to focus strictly on these new documents, filtering out the client strategy to highlight operational vulnerabilities. Dynamic source swapping keeps your analysis agile. You pivot from client prep to risk mitigation in seconds, without ever leaving the app. Unverified data is useless data. You cannot afford blind trust in an AI output, which is why the citation mechanism serves as your ultimate failsafe. At the end of the newly generated risk statements, you will see a small bracketed digit. Tapping that citation instantly reveals a file chip showing exactly which document provided that specific piece of information. Click that chip and Drive transports you directly to the exact paragraph within the original source document. Verifiable intelligence is the only actionable intelligence. Citations guarantee that every claim is anchored in hard, auditable evidence. To broaden your investigation, open the Settings menu in the bottom corner and tap Where Gemini Can Search. Here, you manually toggle on the checkboxes for Gmail, Calendar, and Chat to activate wider workspace integrations. Now run a cross-platform prompt. Ask Gemini to take those budget risks we just identified and map them against upcoming meetings in your calendar and relevant threads in Gmail. The AI pulls the exact meeting dates and the specific email correspondence that directly correlate with your financial reports. Connecting your documents, communications, and schedules creates a unified context for your project data on your mobile device. By managing your active sources and integrating your wider workspace, you have automated the manual effort of cross-referencing and research. If you need to step away, your conversation history is automatically saved under the More Options menu. You can pick up exactly where you left off, ensuring no complex research thread is ever lost. All of the frustrating chaos of your fragmented, scattered data is finally aligning into a single, completely clear path forward. Proactively structuring and commanding your own information is the ultimate leverage in modern business.